Hey everyone, how's it going? Today I'm going to be doing a movie reaction. Typically I do TV show reactions. I've been checking out the Arrowverse and watching Arrow, been really liking that show. I've also been checking out Brooklyn Nine-Nine, which was a really funny show, but I decided to check out Man of Steel. I decided to check it out because I know the Snyder cut of the Justice League is going to be coming out, I believe, next year on HBO Max, and I'll be checking that out. But with Man of Steel, I just never saw it when it initially came out, however many years ago. Just didn't really have motivation to see it. I don't really know why, because I like superhero movies, I like action movies. I typically see whatever like the big, studio releases or releases of the year that come out, and I typically check out like big movies like that and superhero movies. So I don't really know why I didn't check it out at the time that it came out. I saw Superman Returns when that came out. I saw that several times in theaters, and I thought it was pretty good, or at least decent. I like that movie. The original, what was it, 4 Superman movies with Christopher Reeve. I kind of know about those movies, and I've seen clips. I didn't really watch them when I was younger. But yeah, with Man of Steel, just never really saw it. And then when they announced the Batman versus Superman, I was like, okay, I have to see this, because this is, Batman and Superman together in the same movie. Kind of had mixed feelings about that movie, but yeah, then I saw Justice League and stuff like that. But I just never really saw Man of Steel. And once it came out on DVD or whatever, just never sat down to watch it. I'm kind of familiar with it peripherally, or what has been said, comments by people when they reference the movie in videos that I've seen. And what I would say I know about the movie is, just based off of that, what I've heard is that there's a ton of action at the end that's kind of over the top or excessive. I think that's how it's been described, as excessive action towards the end, which once I check it out, we'll see if I like it, or if it's just relentless and annoying. But from what I've heard, that seems to be the thought about it, that the end just has a ton of action. I know Zod is in it, and it's played by Michael Shannon, who I really like as an actor. I just don't know what the storyline is through it. I think it's more of an origin movie, kind of like Batman Begins. But aside from that, I don't know what the movie's about. And so I just thought I want to finally sit down and watch the movie all the way through and do a reaction for it. And then maybe when the Snyder cut of the Justice League comes out next year, I can react to that. I think it's still a ways away, if it is next year. So yeah, that's my story with Man of Steel, though. Haven't seen it. We're looking forward to it. If you're watching this on YouTube, thanks for stopping by. But if you want to see the full-length reaction, as well as those TV shows that I'm reacting to, early access, all that good stuff, you can check out my Patreon. The link will be in the description. But basically, I can't wait to check it out. Can't wait to finally see Man of Steel and just see what I think of the movie. So here we go. DC. I'm actually really excited to check this out. It's been a while since I've watched an epic action movie or superhero movie. Syncope. Isn't that Christopher Nolan's company? Did Inception, stuff like that? Seems like someone is giving birth. Whoa. Is that a heart? It's Russell Crowe. Is that a sonogram for Superman? Definitely an origin story if we're seeing Superman's birth. Whoa, what is this? That's cool. Is this Krypton? That's what it's called, right? Because Kryptonite, Krypton. Looks like Avatar or something. There he is.
Join me. Help me save our race. We'll start anew. We'll sever the degenerative bloodlines that led us to this.
Degenerative bloodlines. Jeez.
Sir, is everything all right?
Out of the way. I said.
Whoa. Music sounds pretty cool.
Door, behind you.
Oh shoot. She can see through that thing. Whoa. This world is is cool. I don't think I've ever seen Krypton at all, in any movie or show or anything that I've seen about Superman. Whoa, what is that thing? There's all these these creatures. That's crazy. There's super advanced sci-fi tech, and then there's yeah, creatures out of Avatar. It's cool though. Whoa. There's a lot going on in this opening. Whoa. Are these eggs? Is this like the Matrix now? That's what it looks like. What is that thing? It's like a skull. With magic stuff in it. It looks like glowing stuff. Oh shoot, and he was saved. It is kind of like Lord of the Rings. Didn't Gandalf do that on top of that like giant tower? That's cool though. Wasn't expecting this, like this kind of style, I guess. This kind of like alien creature world. It's pretty rad. What was that thing? I'm not understanding the skull thing. Did I miss something? Is that what they're like? Was like beaming into the baby? Whoa, what the heck? Was that the Superman suit? Is that like a common suit for their people or something like that? It looked like the Superman logo. That's kind of cool.
I know you stole the Codex, Juro. Surrender.
The Codex. That must be the skull thing.
Boy child. Krypton's first natural birth in centuries. And he will be free.
First natural birth.
Free to forge his own destiny.
Heresy.
Heresy. Oh shoot. First fight was Zod. Whoa. That was like a... Oh no. The heck? They were all gonna die anyway, weren't they?
I will find him.
Pretty serious. Like freezing them? Ooh. It was like this goo, and then it was those things look weird. It was this goo, and then it was like this ice thing that came over them. This is Earth, I'd imagine. This is another planet. Oh, that looks like Henry Cavill. Is this like a flash forward?
Forget them. They're dead. Greenhorn. Fetch me my
What? Forget him.
Greenhorn.
Greenhorn. Does that mean like a newbie on the boat? Whoa, he's on fire!
This is Coast Guard.
Does his hair not burn? Is that also invincible? Like his first like mission as Superman, or his first saving effort? I was thinking maybe now they're gonna like know his identity, but maybe they'll assume that he's dead, and so then they won't find out or something.
Are you listening, Chloe?
Oh, now it's like a flashback, but forward from when he left Krypton, obviously. Oh, it's his like X-ray vision. Oh, like the super hearing and it's too overwhelming for him.
The world's too big, Mom.
Then make it small.
And make it small. How sweet. No, no. Clark, you gotta save him. Use your newfound powers. Oh, she knows. Oh, it's the kid who's all being a jerk to him.
I'm sure what he thought he saw
Was an act of God, John.
What he thought he saw. It's an act of God. Well, his dad said that he'd be a god to them, so...
Oh, Clark, you have to keep this side of yourself a secret.
What was I supposed
So he was
to
trying
do?
to save people.
Just let him die?
Maybe.
Maybe? What do you mean?
He said whatever it was made from didn't even exist on the periodic table.
What?
It's another way of saying that it's not from this world, Clark.
What did that person then say? Like, whatever. Just give it back to him? Or was he like, we should probably tell scientists about this? Oh, he's gonna freak it out. Oh, shoot. And now she has a picture of it.
I can do things that other people can't. Hold my hand. This is gonna hurt.
Whoa. It's like the veins under his eyes go all red too. There he is. Oh, and there's the suit. Oh, and he emerges as Superman. He's trying to fly. I guess that's like the one power that's like Superman's known for that we haven't seen him try yet. Got like the heat eyes or laser eyes, whatever. X-ray, sound, but now he's trying to fly. Whoa. That looks cool.
How do you find someone who is...
It had like that boom, sonic boom thing or whatever. Oh, because all those people are there. And he's like, don't save someone when they're in trouble, because then people will find out. Dang. I guess he finally listened to him. We're just like at the worst time.
My name is General Zod.
And Zod.
I come from a world far from yours.
It's crazy. It feels like this has just become like an alien invasion movie all of a sudden. Like how all the lights went out and it's like really creepy now.
It's not an S. On my world, it means hope.
Here it's an S. How about...
She was gonna say it.
General Zod would like this woman to accompany me.
We're adrift, destined to float.
That even looks cool. That's like the third time I'm like, that would be a cool computer like wallpaper thing.
For 33 years, we prepared. Until finally, we detected a distress beacon, which you triggered when you accessed the ancient scout ship.
Ah.
Krypton lives again. What happens to Earth?
The foundation has to be built on something. Even your father recognized that.
Oh, look at all the skulls.
I can't be a part of this.
Then what can you be a part
You
of?
can like see the scar on him still. His suit's all like dark now too. Oh shoot.
The ship's crew are alerted. We need to move quickly. Retrieve the command key.
Whoa. Alright. I do like the music in the movie. Is it by it's Hans Zimmer, right? It is Hans Zimmer. Right. Who did this? Who did the Batman movies and yeah. That's cool.
Remember, the phantom drives are essential in stopping them. Move your head to the left.
Move your head to the left. Oh! Back to the IHOP.
This man is not our enemy.
Alright. Oh, jeez. Yeah, and this kind of has the vibe again of like a sci-fi alien invasion movie. It feels less of like a superhero movie right now and more of like, yeah, alien invasion. Like a Rival or something. Which also had Amy Adams.
Bring the phantom drive online.
The Phantom Drive. We are going to go to the Phantom Zone, sir.
Just sit tight.
No, don't leave me. Please don't leave me.
We're not going to leave you.
Lamar! Get your ass over here and help me!
Someone going to catch Lois Lane? Who could do that? Who's the right man for the job?
My soul. That is what you have taken from me.
Dang. Here comes their fight. Dang. Just punched him as high as a building.
Either you die or I do.
One of us is dying. Whoa! It's like a dang cat running up that thing. He has shed his armor. It's almost like he's like toying with him. Like it's a toy, just like bouncing it, going back up to it, bouncing it again. Oh my god. Now they're out in space? Dang. That was scary.
Don't do this!
Just snapped his dang neck. I mean, he did say one of us was gonna die, so there you go. Yikes.
How do we know you won't one day act against America's interests?
I grew up in Kansas, General. About as American as it gets.
I'm from Kansas. Come on.
Guess I'll just have to trust you.
Like you'll have to trust me. We'll trust each other.
What are you smiling about, Captain?
Nothing, sir. I just think he's kind of hot.
Oh, jeez. Come on. Keep it professional. Daily Planet. Oh, shoot. Trolling the intern pool.
You too.
Hi. Lois Lane. Welcome to the planet.
Welcome to the planet. I see what you did there. All right. Long movie, but yeah. All right, so I can finally say now that I've seen Man of Steel. My thoughts on the movie. So, yeah, really long movie. It felt like I see what people are talking about with like a ton of destruction and like over the topness at the end, because there was a lot of destruction, a lot of things blowing up, a lot of buildings falling. Outside of that, I liked that it was like an origin story. I think all the actors in it were really good, like Henry Cavill, Amy Adams as Lois Lane, so a good choice. Lawrence Fishburne as Perry, like the head of the well, I guess the head of the Daily Planet. I think that's his job, right? Is he an editor, or what did she call him? Whatever his job title is. But yeah, it was great casting. The story was interesting, how like it was in him, the Codex stuff. And is it still in him now? Like, I don't think they've addressed that in Batman vs Superman or Justice League. Have they? Like, isn't his people like still inside him because they didn't get it out of him? But yeah, I was wondering what like the actual like plot of Man of Steel was. I knew it was a Superman movie, but yeah, that was interesting. Them like trying to get that, Zod trying to get that, and you can kind of see like his motivations of like just trying to save his people. You know, like there's all these people who could be born, and so he's like just trying to save Krypton. Like not agreeing with Zod, but like seeing it from his point of view. It always helps when like you can at least understand the motivation of the bad guy, so that they're not just a bad guy. It's like you can see why they're doing what they're doing, even if you disagree with them and they're still bad and you still see them as evil or whatever. It's like you can at least understand from their point of view, even if it's like a messed up way of thinking, and what they're willing to do to achieve that goal is bad. You can at least like understand it. Everything else, I mean, there's just kind of a lot in the movie. Really like the music. I remembered that it was, you know, Hans Zimmer who did this, since I think Nolan kind of had his hand in like rebooting Superman, but didn't really like direct it or write it, I don't think. So, well, yeah, it was Zack Snyder who directed it. So, yeah, but like, I think the tone of the movie, I knew it was going to be like darker, I guess, because Batman versus Superman was kind of like a dark tone movie. It seems like it's more of like the graphic novel route, because Zack Snyder, who I like some of the movies that I've seen from him. I haven't seen all of his movies. I haven't seen Dawn of the Dead, but I saw 300, which when it came out, was kind of like an early meme or whatever, with like "This is Sparta," like when he kicks the guy in the pit thing or whatever, but it was like a really stylized movie, like a great action movie. That was just like a fun movie to watch. I probably saw that a few times in theaters when it came out. And then Watchmen I really liked that movie, and I saw that several times in theaters. And so he was really good at like adapting a graphic novel, because essentially that's what Watchmen was. I mean, it's superheroes and it's comic bookish, but it's like, I think there's a distinction between like comic books and graphic novels, and so I can see why they picked him for this. And that's even kind of what Nolan did. I think he made like those Batman movies, they were based off of like graphic novels. And even if it wasn't like specific ones that it was like directly, used as a basis for it, it was like inspired by certain graphic novels. I forget which ones, but that's kind of the route it's kind of going now, with like the more grittiness. I see like I kind of associate like grittiness and like the tone of like this movie and kind of like the Nolan Batman trilogy as like gritty graphic novel adaptations, as opposed to like maybe more like Marvel stuff, I guess. And so yeah, I think he was the right person for it. It's just that because it's Superman, it having this like gritty graphic novel feel, which I think worked great in Nolan's Batman movies, and but that was kind of like, that's like its own thing, that trilogy. And I think where it worked really great in Watchmen, to see like a gritty Superman movie, maybe not gritty is not the best word, but just the tone of it was like darker or more serious, I guess. At the very least, it's more serious. And so it wasn't till like the really end of the movie where it kind of got like more lighthearted and not as serious. So like there was that quip by that girl like as he flew away, and then it kind of built up to him like going to the Daily Planet. It seemed like right then it's like, okay, let's get back to kind of like lift our spirits up a little bit, because we've had a long movie of like realism, and maybe gritty is not the best word, but like realistic and dark, a darker tone. And it's like, oh, okay, now it's finally like Superman. And so seeing that kind of makes me wish that there was a direct sequel to this movie before Batman versus Superman. Like seeing the tone at the very end of this movie was like, okay, now it's kind of a mix of like lightheartedness and a superhero movie or a graphic novel or whatever. Like you had the quip by that girl like as he flew away. Then you had him kind of like laughing along with his mom, and then the Daily Planet stuff, like with that guy was trying to like get Lois to go on a date with him. It just like the very end kind of it felt like very lighthearted, or much more compared to the previous like 2 hours or 2.5 hours or whatever. And so I wish like that tone at the end of the movie, that could have continued into a sequel, and then like get into like the crossovers and the Justice League and all that. I wish there was like a direct sequel to this movie, because I think that was for a origin story for Superman. That's a reboot where we're going to go a little bit different route, which is fine, because it's like you don't want it to be the exact same. It just didn't feel like Superman until the very end, because it's an origin story. And so I wish we got essentially like the Dark Knight version of Superman, like a sequel that then it's like, okay, now he's Superman, and it's no longer an origin story with like flashbacks or whatever. And it could be like a little bit more, not what they did with Justice League, where they just like reshot stuff and, input a ton of jokes that were like, that just didn't work. I think like that tone at the very end, and it was just a few minutes. I wish we could have got something new that had that tone, a little bit more lightheartedness, still like realistic, still kept the tone of this movie, but just a little like dialed the realism gritty part down a little bit and brought a little bit more humor, and had a full movie of like what we saw at the very end. Nothing corny, but I don't know, just that tone at the very end, because it was a lot of like, heavy drama with like the flashbacks, and he had both of his